Would you like some feel-good candy? Search yourself. That is a lot of pounding. Oh, you were shot in your chest. Your bottom part? Oh, it is ripe for the rockin'.
What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl, EJ, and welcome back to the recap, y'all. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Ruthless Season 4, Episode 9, Wicked Intentions. Now, y'all already know this episode is going to start right where the last one left off, and that's with your boy, Aaron, getting caught up by the highest. Now, the highest is going to tell him, like, look, what are you trying to do? What are you doing? And he's like, look, I just want to take my wife home. And then he's going to proceed on to sprinkle a little fairy dust on him and knock him out. He's going to have Lewis and George come and take him to the cooler. Now, we are going to see that elder mother is going to come to feed Laura, and he's going to warn her not to put her nose inside of that fairy dust, y'all. So we all know that that fairy dust definitely is something strong if he doesn't want her to put her nose in it. Now, we are also going to see that Laura and elder mother are going to share a special moment about how much they love the highest. Now, this would be kind of cute if it wasn't for the fact that it was kind of giving obsessed vibes. But anyway, y'all, I'm still not really sure about Laura. I'm not really sure if I believe that she's all the way in yet. Some part of me still believes that Laura just might be an op, but I'm not sure. So anyway, y'all, we're going to see that Daikon is going to tell the highest that they need to get the money in a safe, that he doesn't want to keep the money out. He doesn't trust anybody there. And eventually the highest is going to agree with him. So they're going to send men to get a safe that next morning. Now, we are going to learn that they're going to be leaving the compound in 3 days. Like, their plan is to get up out of there before the FBI comes. They already have $2 million. I don't know if they have another bank run that they need to do, because I believe there was $3 million total, but they're trying to stay ahead of the cartel and stay ahead of the FBI. Now, Daikon is going to let the highest know that Andrew did complete his mission, that he was able to get the house burned down and make it look like a murder-suicide. Now, the highest is going to believe that Andrew is all in, but Daikon still doesn't believe that. Daikon believes that Andrew is still on the FBI side. Now, we're going to see that Zane is going to be playing with fire, and she's going to try to go and feed Lacey. River's going to try to stop her, but there's just no stopping Zane at this point. And if she keeps on this path, she is truly going to get everybody caught up. Now, River is going to tell Joan to look after her, and Joan is like, I'm not her babysitter, but we all know that there is something bigger at stake. So of course, Joan is going to reluctantly agree to do so. Now, Joan is going to tell River that he needs to find out if there is a safe, because if they're going to get the money, they need to know what obstacles are going to be in the way in order for them to get the money. Now, she's also going to tell him that he needs to find out where Aaron is as well, because Aaron's family happens to be a very powerful family. Joan didn't know who exactly they were or where they came from or any of that good stuff. All she knows is that they're powerful and that they have a lot of money, and that having Aaron there is not going to be a good thing. It is going to mess with their plan. Now, the moment of truth happens. Your boy Manny actually finally gets to have the talk with the highest, and the highest lets him know, like, hey, look, I am ready to enlighten you. You know, we'll start the ritual ceremony soon. And then Manny starts to ask questions, and he seems kind of reluctant to do so. And the highest gets very, very agitated and is like, look, you're not ready, and then kicks him out. And I'm pretty sure that Manny is going to be extremely happy that he did not go through with this whole enlightenment thing. I mean, Lewis did tell him to stop asking questions, stop asking to be enlightened, but you know, he want to marry Zane so bad. Meanwhile, River is going to talk to George and Lewis, and he's going to try to get information from them about where the kids are, where's Aaron, and all these questions. And Lewis is like, look, you only come to me when you need something, when you want something, you know, etc. And then Lewis even throws all the shade in the world when he wants to know what goes down inside of the room when him and the highest are in there, because, you know, all he ever hears is moaning like someone's in pain. And then River's going to tell him that they do martial arts. And he's like, is that what they call it now? I mean, your boy Lewis was doing a lot in this episode, y'all. I mean, he was throwing all of the shade. Now, meanwhile, Ruth is going to be paying a lot of attention to what George and Lewis are up to. She can tell that something is not quite right with them, and she wants to know where the children are. So of course, she's going to pay attention to the soldiers. Now, she is going to see George walk off, and she's going to start to try to follow behind him. However, River is going to stop her and try to figure out what she's up to. And then he's going to tell her that Joan is going to get the information about where the kids are. She's going to try try to get it from Elder Mother, and he lets her know that Joan has much more of a chance of getting it than she does. So meanwhile, we are going to see that Ruth is going to continue to follow him, but while she's following him, we're going to go back to Zane because she's going to end up bringing Lacey food, and then she's going to end up getting caught by Joan, who is trying to help her out. And she's like, look, come out. I know that you're in here. And she sees the food right there. And I'm just like, this is not a great idea. Like, you are going to get caught trying to bring Lacey this food. It was just a crazy situation. So anyway, Joan is going to tell Lacey, like, look, what other choice do you have? You have to trust me. Now, we are going to see that Lacey is going to be throwing her all the shade because she says that she's the one who got everybody caught up when they tried to escape last time and all those people ended up dying. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go that far as to blame it on Joan, but I mean, it is what it is. Now, she is going to tell Zane, like, look, don't go back in here anymore. You are going to mess up the whole plan. Like, you cannot do this. You are going to get caught. So hopefully Zane will actually listen to her because she's just not good at this sneaky thing. Now, meanwhile, Elder Mother Marva is going to come up to Zane and Joan while they're talking, and she's going to want to know where Zane has been because Zane is supposed to be feeding the men. And then Joan, of course, is going to cover for her. And then Joan and Elder Mother Marva are going to have a little bit of a conversation. Now, we are going to see that Joan has her way of getting information out of people as well. She has a conversation with her, and we're going to end up finding out that Elder Mother Marva has no clue where the kids are. All she knows is that the highest asked them to prepare the children and that she was actually pretty happy to get rid of the little monsters, you know what I mean. So anyway, we're also going to find out that she also told her about her patient Lacey and how the Raku saved Lacey just for her. Meanwhile, your boy Lewis is out here getting caught with his pants down, and I mean literally with his pants down. And ironically, it is with your girl Bridget, you know, the one who was throwing all the shade at Ruth last week, talking about how she wanted to have the highest baby and talking about all this Raku stuff. And turns out she is up here getting busy with your boy Lewis, and your girl Bridget has actually drunk all of the Lewis Kool-Aid. Now, Lewis actually has her out here believing that they are going to be in this serious relationship and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, girl.
It's been a few months now. We're serious about each other.
So anyway, y'all, we all know that your girl Ruth decided to use this as a way to get information about the children. Now, we are going to learn that Bridget doesn't know much more than Elder Mother Marva knew, but Ruth is going to tell her that she will tell the highest if she doesn't find out more information. She doesn't care how she does it, but she needs to figure it out. It's so funny because they always want to run and tell the highest whenever they need to get some information. So anyway, Ruth is going to send your girl Bridget on her way, and then her and Lewis are going to end up having a conversation, and they're basically going to go head to head at this point, because to me it feels like Ruth and Lewis are kind of similar in a way. You have each of these people who are trying to get to this money, and they're each using what they have in order to get information from people, to gain relationships, and to build some sort of trust factor so that they can get the things that they want. And now they're going head to head because they both feel like they have information on each other that they can use against each other. But when it's all said and done, Ruth has the final say so, and she has more of the upper hand, and Lewis ends up having to tell her about his plan to get the money and says that they need someone else, and he's acting like he's going to let her in on this whole plan. And of course, Ruth plays it off really well, like she didn't know anything about it and like she's going to go and tell the highest. So I find this very interesting that she now has this information, and now they have to try to get to the money before they get to the money. Whew, this is going to be so crazy, y'all. So anyway, y'all, we're going to see that Elder Mother Marva is going to end up bringing Lacey food, and she's even going to let her know, like, hey, you're going to start this ritual tonight. Like, we're going to let one of the elder men seed you, and then she's going to tell her that she needs to take one of those feel-good pills or whatever she has in the food. I'm just like, Lacey, don't eat the food, girl. I don't know what's in that food, but every time Elder Mother Marva starts handing out food, just don't do it. But it's just a sad situation because Elder Mother Marva is really so determined to make the highest happy, and in her twisted mind, she believes that giving him more and more children is what's going to make him happy. Now, we all know that the highest has already said that, you know, the children are the one that they're the protectors, right? And that's why there's so many children there. But at the same time, Elder Mother Marva is just doing a lot, y'all. So anyway, y'all, let me know how y'all think that Lacey is going to get out of this this situation because Elder Mother seems very determined to get her to rocking and rolling on making these babies. I mean, she even went as far as to say this.
Your bottom part? Oh, it is ripe for the rocking.
So last but not least, we are going to go back to the FBI agents, and they're going to be having a conversation, and we're going to find out that Desiree is having a little thing with her subordinate, y'all. So that is what it is. But most importantly, we're going to find out a really big piece of information, and that is that Aaron is actually the son of a senator. So his family actually really is pretty powerful because he has reached out to the FBI saying that his son is missing. He and his wife went up to the Rakadushi camp to meet with the highest, and they haven't been heard from since. And their phone is actually going to ping to the one and only tower that is out there. Now, although they cannot 100% confirm that that is actually where they were at, Desiree is like, we're going up there. And that's where this episode ends, y'all. So let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What did y'all think about Lewis and Ruth and them going head to head? What did you think about how Joan was able to find out information? And what do you think is going to go down with Aaron? Go ahead and get the conversation started down below, guys. Meanwhile, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future Ruthless talks. Meanwhile, YouTube says that you just might like this video next, so go ahead and take a look. Until next time, guys. Peace.